So, Viksit Bharat 2047 is a big vision announced by our Honorable Prime Minister. In order to attain that vision, there are different sectors that need to play a role. Industry is one of them, and government sector is one of them. And universities, the higher education sector is going to play a highly critical role because it is going to be at the center of the entire development that is going to happen in the next 20 odd years. India's biggest strength lies in its human capital. So the demographic dividend, as they call it, we have the largest population of youth in the world, and how we are going to capitalize this population is going to determine whether we are going to attain the Viksit Bharat goal or not. So in order to attain that goal, universities are going to be a key driver. So in that context, the third Bharat Higher Education Summit is being organized at Chandigarh University. So we already had a couple of more. The first two editions happened in 2024 and 2025. This is the third edition. So this time we have chosen this theme specifically. The reason being Viksit Bharat being one of the most talked about topics today. The universities, the academicians are going to play a very critical role, and we need to think about how the academic leaders and mainly the faculty, how they are going to embrace modern technology, how they are going to embrace modern pedagogical approaches and various things. They need to upgrade themselves for making the students future ready, because they have a huge responsibility on their shoulders. So in this 2 days conference, all these things will be discussed. So in terms of how the faculty should be ready, how the academic leaders should be ready, and how they will be transforming their vision to the students who are going to be the future leaders. So this is going to be critical, and we thank Chandigarh University for hosting this highly important 2-day conference. So if you want to attain this goal of Viksit Bharat in the next 20 years, leadership is going to play a very critical role in the age of artificial intelligence. So many, it's going to be a transformative change in how the higher education, the entire sector is going to be governed, how the universities are going to be governed, how the teaching happens, how the learning happens. So the definition of education itself is undergoing a rapid change. So in that context, we need to create a leadership pipeline in all the universities. It's extremely important because in today's time we have some excellent leaders in all the universities. So it is their responsibility to make sure they groom the next generation of leaders for the next 5 years or 10 years, so that India gets ready for the next 10 years. And it's very important because the universities have, as I said, it's going to play a catalytic role. It's not just about, because it's not about universities in silos. They have to work closely with the industry. They have to work closely with the government. They have to work closely with the civil society organizations and all stakeholders. So if India has to attain that vision, then each and every stakeholder needs to contribute. They should all come together, and then only it is possible. It is only through collaboration that we can move forward quickly. And the days of working in isolation has gone. Now it's all about collaboration, not only within the country, outside the country. So all our universities should become global. They should think global, and they should act local. Industry also is undergoing a rapid change, similar to how the academia is undergoing. So industry, in case if they need skilled talent, which is ready for the next 5 years or 10 years, that can come only from academia, mainly from the higher education sector. So that means on a regular basis, they have to interact with the university leaders and with the faculty. And in various ways, it can be in terms of internship opportunities, in terms of faculty working closely with the industry for joint research projects. Most important thing is industry has to come out with the key problem statements, and the students and faculty need to work together and come out with some innovative solutions. So through this kind of a collaboration, they need to, the major goal is to come out with solutions for societal challenges, maybe in terms of how to play a key role in terms of embracing artificial intelligence, or how sustainability is going to be a major issue, the climate change issues. So how some joint research projects happen in this area. There are so many other areas. Cyber security is one area. Semiconductor is going to be one important area. Green hydrogen vision of India is another important area. There are so many important areas that are emerging. The next 5 years, we're going to see a lot of transformative changes. There are so many emerging areas which are coming up in the industry. So in that context, the university should also keep up. They should work jointly with the industry, and the government will also play a key role in this sector. And our organizations like CIPU is going to provide a platform that will unite all the stakeholders, including the universities, industry, the government, all the civil society organizations, and each and every academic leader and industry leader to come together. So the Bharat Higher Education Summit is in that direction only, and we'll be doing more such initiatives in the future, where people will come together and they will discuss about the key issues facing the sector, and they will build a consensus around some certain areas where there is a lot of difference of opinion and everything. As I said, this should all happen through collaboration only, because all these targets that we are talking about, it's going to be for the next 10 years or 20 years, it's going to be huge. The entire nation, the entire world is looking at India now, especially the youth power. So in all the multinational companies that you see, either in USA or in Europe or wherever you go, and most of these companies are being held by Indians only, people of Indian origin. There's a huge potential, there's a huge opportunity, and students of today are so the kind of exposure that they are getting, it's totally different from what it was 5 or 10 years before. But universities, in order to attain this vision and the kind of targets that have been set by the government and everything, they have to work closely with the industry, and specifically in each of these areas, because every sector has got its own target, be it green hydrogen mission or semiconductor mission, or it can be sustainability, SDG, sustainable development goals, or whatever it is. So we need to have separate centers of excellence, and we need to work closely with the respective industries and sectors. And I think mostly the students need to go and work with the industry. For example, if it's a 4-year course, engineering course or something, at least for a couple of years, they need to go and work in the industry. 2 years, they should work at the university. Already there is one program called Apprenticeship Embedded Degree Program, where majority of the time they need to go and work with the industry. They get practical hands-on experience, which is very important, so that once they pass out, they will not only be employable, the employability is one part of it, they will also become creative, they will gain some new skills, emerging skills, most important skills in the AI era, including critical thinking, problem solving, leadership skills and everything. So in that way, I feel the industry-academia collaboration has to be more specific, it has to be more outcome-oriented, it should be very clear, and all these goals can be attained only through that. So it can't be a very generic collaboration, it should be a very specific collaboration, where students and industry need to come together.